Hey guys, and welcome to Becoming Well Read Part 18. It's a video series where I talk about one of the books I've recently read in an attempt to become well read. Last time in Part 17, we spoke about The Stand by Stephen King. So if you want to see that, you should go back and watch that video after this one. But today we're going to be talking about Looking for Alaska by John Green. Now, John Green, for those who don't know, is also a YouTuber here, and he has a channel with his brother called Vlogbrothers, and he's produced a lot of young adult novels, which is basically what this is. This book mainly deals with Miles Pudge. That's his nickname, Pudge. And he's going off to this boarding school. It's basically a school where he lives there, and his roommate's name is the Colonel, and they get into all types of crazy antics. Part of it is because of an ongoing prank, sort of, that they keep putting on these other students, and the other students keep pranking them. It's really strange. The first night Miles was there, they tied him up and threw him into the river. And the reason they did this was because they think that the Colonel, his roommate, was involved with getting another student expelled right before Pudge even got into the school. So yeah, it's just like a complicated set of practical jokes. However, in the middle of the book, something insane happens. While he's at school, Miles sort of falls in love with this girl named Alaska. Now, I don't know if you can call it love, but he just really likes her, I could say. He's basically infatuated with her, and she's pretty cool, but she smokes and she drinks and she's really free. She seems to have a lot of issues. She has a boyfriend that lives off campus that she likes to visit. She buys alcohol and they don't card her. She's pretty special. And he gets to spend a lot of time with her because her roommate was the one that was expelled. So she has a room all to herself and she likes to read. And Miles has this weird quirk where he likes to memorize people's last words. Some of the last words he quotes throughout the book are strange and weird, and it just got me thinking, what kind of a hobby is that? To know famous people's last words. It's just a weird hobby, different presidents, the last words they spoke before they died. Somewhere in the middle of this book, though, they were hanging out with Alaska, and Miles gets to make out with her. It was a very special moment for him, but they were drinking. Alaska was drunk and the Colonel was drunk, and then they all fall asleep in Alaska's room, and then Alaska wakes up, in the middle of the night, sort of really early, and she just says, "I gotta go, cover for me, guys. You guys gotta get out of my room. I gotta go. I forgot something very important." This is after she got a phone call, and she leaves, and what we find out next about her is that she died in a car crash. The great mystery of Looking for Alaska is the question: did she kill herself? Did she go out, and purposely crash into another vehicle, or did she die because of drunk driving? The book doesn't really explain it, and you're left yourself as a reader to try to figure out this mystery of what happened to Alaska Young. That's when the book gets heavy, because Miles takes it upon himself to figure out why this happened. Why did Alaska die? He's trying to retrace the last steps of her life, also while still going to school and dealing with school issues. She didn't have signs of depression, but she did really feel a lot for her mom, who had died when she was young, and it was found out that she was going to place flowers on her mother's grave. So maybe that could have been something that triggered her to want to crash. Also, it was really early in the morning and she was drinking the night before, so she could have been hung over, but the car didn't swerve before it crashed, and that's something that they kept mentioning, the car went straight into the other car. So maybe she fell asleep, because she was drunk. That could be drunk driving. I don't know how to answer that question. It's left open. Part of me thinks it was suicide. If you read Looking for Alaska, tell me, what did you think about that question? Did Alaska kill herself, or was it because she was drunk that she got into the accident? The book ends with Miles and the Colonel putting on a prank on the school to basically commemorate Alaska, because Alaska was really good at coming up with pranks. I won't say what that prank is. I'm gonna let you guys, if you want to read it. It's a really quick read. It's a young adult novel, and I really enjoyed this book, so thanks, John Green, for that. One thing I should mention before wrapping this up is that Miles, before he went to this boarding school, he went to a regular school, and his parents were sort of protesting or not wanting him to go. This is really early on in the book. When they asked him why did he want to go, and he said, I seek the great perhaps. And I think that's one of the most important quotes for the whole book. Like, what are you seeking out of life? What are you looking for? And he's looking for, maybe things would be different if he just changed everything. Like, don't you ever get the feeling sometimes that you just want to leave your life and go somewhere else and live another life, completely start anew? And I think that's what part of the great perhaps is. Like, what happens if you just dare to do something and, dare to be different, dare to put yourself in a situation that's different. I keep coming back to that quote after reading this. I seek the great perhaps. Let me know down in the comments as well if you have a different idea about what the great perhaps is, because I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. If you don't want to be reminded of what it's like to be young, or if suicide is a heavy issue for you, I don't recommend reading this book. But the pranks in here are pretty good, and it's a really good emotional sort of coming of age story. And so yeah, that's Looking for Alaska. And we're finally up to the part where I talk about the next book I'm going to be reading in Becoming Well Read, episode 19. And that is going to be another John Green book, because I like Looking for Alaska so much. I'm going to dive right into An Abundance of Catherines. Now, this book is a little water damage. I was reading it on the way to work, and one of the days it was really raining and the rain seeped through my backpack. But yeah, this is going to be the next book, so stay tuned for that. Again, leave a comment down below if you like John Green books, if you like Looking for Alaska or An Abundance of Catherines. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and the bell to get notifications. If you like metal detecting, book, and video game related content, I have all three in different playlists, and you could see them. There's a lot of similar content grouped into those playlists that you might want to check out. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next time. Ciao.